Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you how I made this beautiful Falling for Leaves card. So let me set this aside and we'll get started. The first thing you're going to need is an old olive card base, and I'm scoring that with my bone folder so it's nice and sharp. And then I'm going to take my early espresso cardstock piece. This measures 4 by 5 1/4, and I am going to adhere that to my card front like so. And then I'm going to set that aside and work on the other part. I'm going to take my Mary Merlot cardstock, and this piece happens to measure 3 7/8 by 5 inches, and the brick wall piece that I created with my shimmer paste. And if you'd like to see how I tinted this paste, you can watch my How to Create Tinted Shimmer Paste video tutorial. I'm going to adhere this to the Mary Merlot. And of course, if there's a little bit of shimmer paste hanging over the edge, you can simply use your paper snips to clip that off once it's dried. I've got that adhered, so I am ready to start building my sentiment piece. I want to take my triple banner punch and punch the one edge, and at this point I'm ready to stamp. I'm going to take the Mary Merlot and stamp the sentiment Thankful close to the edge with the banner flag, and then I am ready to adhere this where I'd like it onto my card front. And I like to do that simply by adding a little bit of adhesive here, and I'm just kind of judging where I want it, and I'm going to put it there. And once I've got that on it, at that point I can take my paper snips and simply snip off the length that I want and set the excess aside. And I want to let that dry. Because this shimmer paste gives it some texture, multi-purpose glue is a great product to use for this. I've cut my detailed leaf out of my Mary Merlot Glimmer Paper that you can find in the Joyous Noel bundle in the holiday catalog, and I am going to simply add a few touches of my adhesive around the leaf in the larger areas down the stem. And I'm using multi-purpose because that's what I have handy, but you can use the fine tip glue pen, or you could even do the back of the leaf with our multi-purpose adhesive sheets, and that makes it really easy. I'm going to adhere that to the card front here and hold it for a few seconds so that adhesive gets a chance to grab on to the card front, and then I'm ready to tie my bow. I'm going to use my grid paper here and measure about 8 to 10 inches of linen thread, and then start by tying my bow. And I like to have a little excess thread because it allows you to adjust that bow the way you want it. Once I have my bow the size that I want it, I can take my multi-purpose adhesive and once again touch a little bit of adhesive to the card front and adhere my bow. And because I'm using the multi-purpose glue for this project, I need a little dry time. So I'm going to give this a few minutes to dry and then show you how to finish up. Okay, now that that's dry, I'm ready to turn this over and add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back. Remove the covers. And then I'm ready to adhere to my card front. Now this is a tight mat, so you want to make sure you've got this evenly spaced. There we go. And I can trim my ends of my ribbon now the way I want it. So let me bring the original back for you. If you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Ginny. Thanks for joining me.